Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, in an attempt for us to properly understand the worry problem, I want to give you a topic that very many people, particularly Urobos, don't understand. That worry, in terms of geography, in terms of location, there are two types: old worry and new worry, ancient worry or modern worry, old worry or worry township, big worry or worry township. Now, this worry township was founded by the British starting from 1891. The lands that were used are parts of Ogbejo land and mainly part of Agbasa land. Now, but if you are to travel back in time, let's say it is possible for a man to travel through time, and you travel back to 1830, the only place that is called Warri would be Ode Ishekiri. Not by the Ishekiris, but by the European explorers. The word Warri was a name that the European explorers called Ode Ishekiri. Not the name that the Ishekiris called the place. The Ishekiris called the place Ode Ishekiri. It is not peculiar to only Ode Ishekiri. Lagos was called Eko by the people, the Lagos Island, by the Warri people who ruled the place. But the Portuguese explorer called it Lago because of it's a lagoon. And the British now corrupted it to Lagos. You know, the Portuguese came first before the British. So the British stick to the Portuguese name, but they will not pronounce it in the British way. The same thing with Calabar. Calabar was a Portuguese calling of a place which the inhabitants call Aqua Akpa, where their king lives, the Efik people. The word Calabar is not of Efik origin. It is of the Portuguese. Just go to Google, just the etymology of the word Calabar, and give that as an assignment. They will tell you that it was Portuguese that coined the term. The same thing with Focados for Ogulaha and Escravos for Uborodo, meaning slaves, because those are slave roots. So Warri actually is the Portuguese term for Ode Ishekiri. Now, the Portuguese didn't want to colonize. They came from trade, slave trade. The British wanted to colonize. And because Ode Ishekiri it's not accessible to land, they had to move the administration now to inland. And they built a city called New Warri in a land belonging to Ogbejo and Agbasa. So, meanwhile, the British and the Portuguese have already been calling the Olu King of Warri. That is why when the Ishekiris go to report of commission of inquiry, they will bring letters and documents where the British and the Portuguese refer to their king as King of Warri. Many people would not be thinking that it is this Warri. They did not know that there are two Warri. Obaro Ikime said a man called Adams brought a map of 1894 showing the two places, the two Warri. Obaro Ikime said Warri, the Ode Shekiri, which is the capital of the Shekiri people, had always been known as Warri by the Portuguese. And then this anchorage, which is the new city. Now, and that is why when I say that the Olu of Warri title is not derived, when the government were giving him the title, it was not this Warri in mind. It was Ode Ishekiri that they had in mind. Much more. The Olu was actually staying in Ode Shekiri when they changed the title from Olu of Shekiri to Olu of Warri in 1952. After they changed the title, it took about 6 months for him to move down to this new Warri. So, it now means that legally, historically, the Olu can answer the title Olu of Warri. Just like the Oba of Lagos changed his title from Eleko of Eko to Oba of Lagos. Just like the Obong of Calabar is supposed to be answering Obong of Akwa Akpa or the Obong of the Efik people. But he changed, he preferred the Portuguese and the government term to Obong of Calabar. But at the same time, the Agbara monarch can also answer of Agbara Warri. But his Warri is this one. Because the British also call his land Warri. The same thing with Amakosu of Ogbijo. He can also call Ogbijo Warri because part of his territory is in this Warri. So you see where the problem is coming from now. You cannot see now that, because when you say that Ovio of Agbara cannot answer Agbara Warri in the return, but where is Agbasa? Is it not inside Warri? Where is the main market, the Roman Catholic Church, those colonial offices? They're in Agbasa land, and Agbasa is in Warri. The same thing too with the Amakosu. But the one of the Olu, he derived his title from Ode Ishekiri, which is also called Warri. In the real sense, since they created this Warri, Ode Ishekiri became Old Warri or Big Warri. It would have been Olu of Big Warri. But he answered the title before without big, before this one was formed. Now, these things are not peculiar to us. The same thing like that we have 3 kings here in Warri Township. That's how we have 3 kings in Calabar. Obong of Calabar is the one you hear, simply because from beginning, when New Calabar had not been built, he was known as Obong of Calabar. But Calabar GRA, Calabar Government House, Calabar Government Offices is not located in his territory. They are located in the territory of the Kwa people. Obong rules the Efik people. Now, to avoid this confusion before, it would have been Obong of Efik. Then, it would have been Indidem of Kwa, because Indidem is the ruler of the Kwa people. Then, the next one is the Muri Munene of the Efut people. Those are the 3 people, 3 tribes in Calabar. But before this new Calabar was built by government, Obong, Christian missionaries, the Meriseleso, all those Calabar people were operating in the territory of Obong. But when they wanted to build Calabar new city, they didn't build it in Akwa Akpa. They built it in the city of the Kwa and the Efut people. But the Ombong of Calabar does not claim overlordship over the territory of the Kwa and the Efu simply because they are called Calabar. Because that's the problem we're having in Warri here. But Calabar GROA is not under Ombong of Calabar. It is under the Indidem of Kwa. Why Calabar South, which means the township, the business and the consumer area in Calabar South, they are under the territory of the Muri Munene of the Efut people. So, the government too has only gazetted the Obong to use the title Calabar. Undidem is called the Undidem of Kwa and the Muri Munene of Efut. So, the Calabar, the Obong is named after the city, while the other two are named after their clans and their tribe. So, those are some of the things we need to understand. It is the same thing like Benin and New Benin, but the difference is that New Benin is also built in Benin land. But Warri, the new Warri, is not built in the land of the Ishekiris. So, that is the reason. I hope you now understand that Ode Ishekiri was called Warri for about 300 years before this our Warri township. In fact, it was that fact that made me say, in that case, to be fair to them, they let us change our territory because two kingdoms cannot answer the same name. It's going to cause problem, particularly as they are neighboring kingdom. And that's why I said the Urhobos now to change their territory to Wado City, to differentiate Warri, which is Ode Ishekiri. Because when you do that, when I say where is Warri, you say Warri is Ode Ishekiri. That's the original place, not this one. Thank you very much.